Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are across the world. Welcome to another episode of Live a Phenomenal Life Show with me, your host, Madame Merola, the bang creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece in you. So, yay, we are back again on another wonderful motivational Monday to be able to inspire, empower, and transform your life one show at a time. This is season 5, episode 19, and I already have. Okay, sorry about that network connections. We know how it goes, right? So I already have my guest backstage waiting to come on stage to have a conversation with me about the power of speaking well. And it's going to be amazing. But before we get to that, I hope you guys are ready. If you're here, say hi to me. And also let me know where you're logging in from, if this is your first time. And of course, share this video, share it on your own platform. Tell other people that, hey, something fun is about to go down, something educative, enlightening, and also empowering is about to happen. Why? Because we all need to enhance the power of speaking well. And that's the reason why I brought an elocution and public speaking coach here today on today's show to be able to help you to understand the rudiment and also how you can benefit greatly from being able to speak well. So, once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Live a Phenomenal Life Show with me, Madame Merola, the bang creator that ignites the beautiful and bold, audacious, no excuses, God's masterpiece in you. We're streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube, and it's at my page, Madame Merola. So all you need to do to be able to share this video with other people is by clicking the share button on Facebook or on YouTube or also on LinkedIn, because I'm live on LinkedIn as well. And I will be able to see you if you type in any comments on the studio stage right now. So if you want to be part of this show, if you want to share your comments, ask questions, please type it in the comment box and we will be able to see it right here on the studio and we will answer them real time. So once again, welcome guys. Last week it was Valentine's Day. So the word of the week was love. So what is your one word for this week? What is the one word that you're going to use to make yourself stay focused, right? So my one word for this week is confidence. Confidence to keep on doing what God has created me to do. Confidence to keep on moving forward. Confidence to keep on believing in myself. Confidence to keep on knowing that I can escalate any height that I set my mind to. So that's my one word for the week. Kindly share yours and let's keep that word focused on our minds every single day so that we are able to achieve our goals and live the phenomenal life that we've been created to. So I have people logging in already on Facebook. Gloria Takawira from Zambia. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Michael Sewell. Blessed morning to you, Madame Merola. Thank you, sir. And then I've got changing Priscilla. I was saying ask is a word for the week. All right. That is amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then I've got Mom Irene Mutalata as well from, I think, Zambia. Welcome, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. So make sure you invite your friends to join in with us as we get the show started. So I'm going to bring my guest on in about a minute. So just in case you didn't get to see the banner and you don't know who's coming on stage, okay, his name is Samuel Anene, and he is an elocution and public speaking coach. So I'm going to read his very short bio because you guys are going to get to see him and he's going to share with you a bit of his backstory, okay? And then we will take it from there so you guys can get to know just a bit more about him. So Samuel Anene is a suave accent coach, teacher trainer, and public speaking expert with over 8 years experience. He's helped thousands locally and internationally to speak with distinction. Okay. So for those of you who don't like the way you speak or you think you can work on your elocution skills, I've got the man for the job right here and he's joining me in a few seconds. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your virtual hands together as I bring on stage Samuel Anene, also known as Oral Tastic on Instagram. Woohoo! Welcome, Samuel. You can unmute yourself.
Thank you, Mrs. Merola.
It's great to
Can
have
you hear
you
me?
here. And I know many people are excited to hear from you because of the fact that I'm normally someone who is very hard on my clients about the art of speaking well. So I said, for a change, it would be nice to get someone else to be the one that will bring out the cane to be able to say that, okay, you guys are not pronouncing your words properly. So I'm excited to have you here. Thank you so much for honoring the
Thank you for
invitation to be
inviting
here with
me,
us
Mrs. Merola.
Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so just before we get into all the details about the power of speaking well, we are going to share affirmations. So the box is out and ready. So just give me a second and I would share just a couple from the box and then we can continue. So just putting back the fantastic. All right. So shake, 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 randomly selecting any five, and then I'll read them out, and then Samuel will share one of his favorite affirmations that he uses to keep his life powered up, and then we will get to the discussion proper. So let's go. All right, one, two, three, four, five. All righty, we got the card, so I'm gonna start. First one says, I stand tall and proud in the midst of others, knowing that I am enough. Yes, my life is worth living. I am valuable. Woohoo! Yes, I am. Okay, the second card says, I am walking in my destiny and purpose. I live a life of favor, and great doors of opportunities are opening for me daily. I am blessed and highly favored. Yes, I am. Amen to that. So the next one says, in life, all things happen for my highest good. I'm a fast learner and I make all experiences work for me. I learn the valuable lessons that life offers me to grow. Woo! Yes, yes, yes. And then the fourth card says, I take risk with ease. I go beyond my comfort zone and stretch towards the higher and better version of myself. I am bodacious. And the final one for today says, I am full of vitality and positive energy. I have a contagious positive energy and positive vibe. People feel good when they are around me. If you love those affirmation cards, let me see your emojis lighting up the screen wherever you're watching from. Woo! Yes. Samuel, what did you think about those cards?
Those thrilling words of affirmation, they're really good to keep a person moving. So I like them.
Fantastic. So, do you want to share one with us?
Well, my favorite affirmation is I can, I will. And that's because when you set your mind to achieving something, there is nothing you can't achieve.
That's right. Very simple, yet powerful at the same time. I can, I will. Nice one. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So
Thank
just in case you guys forgot that, it's I can and I will. And okay, I've got comments from our viewers. Someone says, I love card number 3. Thank you so much, Priscilla, for sharing that with us. Okay, so now it's for Samuel. Okay, his video is gone off. Samuel, can't see you anymore. So once he comes back, he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and how he became an elocution and public speaking coach, and also the benefits he's derived from being an elocution and public speaking coach. So, looking forward to having him back on screen. He is back.
I'm
Yay.
back. I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that.
no problem. It's nice to have you back. Okay. So I was just telling them that you're going to share a little bit of your backstory. So, how did you become an elocution and public speaking coach? Share that with us. I want to know. I don't know the story, so I'm just waiting with itching ears to hear about why you chose to become an elocution and public speaking coach. So you have the floor. Thank you.
All right, then. One of the major reasons why I decided to become a public speaking coach and an elocution coach is simply because I, when I was a child, I had a difficulty of speaking. In point of fact, I couldn't make a sound. I couldn't even utter a word till I was about 4. Yes, it was that terrible. I couldn't say anything till I was about 4 years of age. Yes, and even when I started to speak at 4 plus, there were certain sounds I still couldn't articulate. For example, the sound g, right? The sound that the sound that starts the word God. So in the past, I'd pronounce that sound as k. So if I'd want to say God, I'd end up saying cod. It was extremely difficult. It caused lots and lots of worries to my parents and, of course, to myself. But I remember one day when I was bathing, I just kept practicing and practicing. I was in year 2 at the time. Just imagine a year 2 student who can't speak. It was that terrible. So I was bathing and then I decided to practice. That was how I, okay, that was how I just overcame that challenge. I was just practicing pronouncing the regular Nigerian vegetable, ugu, right? Ugu, UGU. And I ended up saying uku, uku till I got it and started saying ugu. And I've always been timid, shy, and I had difficulty expressing myself in the best way that I would have loved to. It was so terrible that I'd get expressions from people when I gave a speech. They'd say things like, "We couldn't hear you. What were you saying? Your voice was too low. Please speak up." Those were downheartening expressions to me. And somehow it was because my personality contributed to how I spoke as a child and even while growing up. But then with time I started to practice, and that was how I got used to it. About 8 years ago, I met a friend who introduced me to a speaking program, and he trained me. He became my boss eventually, and I worked for him for a period and launched out on my own. I started to teach elocution, and I have been training individuals from all parts of the world on effective speaking, both public speaking and the use of good addiction when communicating. The idea is just to speak clearly so that other people can understand what you're saying.
Oh, I got it on mute.
I
Thank you
was
so much
going to
for
say
sharing
that.
your
I was going to
backstory.
say that.
Yeah, I was like, gosh, I'm on mute. Okay, so that's amazing to know that you were once a very timid child that could not even speak until age 4. And you were basically teaching many people the art of speaking well now. So that is absolutely inspiring and fascinating. And I'm so thankful that you were able to overcome that challenge and you've turned that
That's right.
challenge into something that you're using to help other people. So I believe that many people that probably have looked at the challenges they've had in life as limitations, but maybe by listening to your story right now, they will look at it as, oh, I can actually use the way I conquered my limitation as an area of strength and help other people to also conquer their limitations as well. Because it's fascinating when you were saying about the fact that you couldn't speak. I tell people where they go, like, oh, Madame Merola, you speak so well. And I'm like, if you know where I'm from, I'm a Yoruba girl from the southwestern Nigeria, and I didn't know I had an H factor until I was 10 years old. And it was so
Then,
embarrassing the way I found out because I went for an audition for a play and I knew I smashed the audition, but I didn't get the lead role. I got the understudy. So I was furious. So after the auditions were over, the vice principal called me to her office and said, you know, you were the best. I said, oh, yes, I knew I was the best. I can't understand. Why didn't I get the lead role? And she said, you had some problems with the way you were pronouncing some words. I was like, really? And I was like, what was the problem? She said, you were not pronouncing your H's. I was like, of course I was. She's like, no, you weren't. And she taught me at the age of 10 to be able to pronounce my H's properly. So I literally use that as a fuel to be able to say that never again will someone say that the reason why I lost an opportunity to do something I love was
yeah,
because of the fact that I was not enunciating my words or that I had poor elocution skills. So the reason why I'm so fixated about this is because I know what it cost me not to be able to speak well. And I don't want anyone to fall into the same kind of disappointment. So when I hear people say, oh, this is how we speak where I come from, I'm like, nah, not an excuse.
not an
Not an
excuse at all.
excuse.
Not at all.
You can speak better. It does
You
not
can't
matter where
develop
you're from.
yourself.
You can speak better. So there we go, people. Two people on the screen that I've shared with you some kind of difficulties they've had in life to where it comes to elocution, and we've overcome it. And we're thriving and using it for our benefit. So you also have no excuse. So Samuel, you are on Live a Phenomenal Life show. When you heard that title, Living a Phenomenal Life, what did you think? As in, when you say to yourself, I'm living a phenomenal life, what does that mean?
Well, phenomenal, as described in the dictionary, simply means special, right, or successful, extremely successful. Yes, that's how the Cambridge Dictionary describes that word. So, to me, living a phenomenal life means that I attain happiness. Happiness. So it's also worthy to note that such happiness can stem from different things, right,
Mm-hmm.
from things that differ. It differs from one person to another. Right. For some, it could be earning huge amounts of money. For others, it could be, maybe learning a new language or something.
Yeah.
You know. For me, it brings great delight. Okay, or it's of I feel successful, or I have attained a measure of success when I watch or see others that have helped to achieve the goal of becoming better speakers of English. So for me, the key word here is helping. So a phenomenal life to me is helping people.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's so intriguing that you've never been on my show, but you said one of the key things that I always talk about. I say that we've all been created to be of service to others. And that if you live your life and you are the only one, or the people close to you are the only ones benefiting from your existence, then you are not living a phenomenal life because living a phenomenal life is about service, service to the people that you've been called to help out
That's
in this
right.
world. So that's why I'm
That's right.
fascinated that you actually use that word,
That's
helping
right.
others. So that's why I tell people you need to have your own definition of what living a phenomenal life is, of what happiness is, of what success is. Because if you live by another person's definition of it, you might be most miserable because you feel like, oh, I'm not achieving what other people are
Achieving
achieving.
it.
We're not called to be like everybody else. We're called to be able
Somebody
to
else.
fulfill
That's
our
right.
own divine purpose. So we need
Mm.
to know what we want and go after it wholeheartedly and unapologetically. So thank you for
Right.
sharing that definition with us. So back to the topic of today, the power of speaking. Many people don't even understand what the word elocution is, right? So as an expert and teacher of elocution, what is elocution and why should people invest in that part of their communication skills?
Simply put, elocution means speaking well, articulating your thoughts in a clear and distinct manner, saying things clearly so that people can understand what you have said clearly. So when you express yourself clearly, pronounce your words correctly, and your listeners understand you, that's elocution.
I like that. And by what you said, it doesn't matter what language you're speaking, right?
It
Elocution
really
comes
doesn't
across,
matter.
it just means that people must be able to understand what you're saying and also hear you clearly, because it's possible you're pronouncing the words, but then maybe your pitch level is way too low. So people are like, sorry, what are you saying? Speak up. Or
Right,
you're speaking loudly, but you're not articulating your words correctly. So it
correctly.
seems like there's so many different components to elocution and many people don't understand. And it's important to get it right. So I've been to so many schools and I hear some of the children being taught elocution, and I'm like flabbergasted because you can't hear what they're saying. They're like, trying to speak in a way that is different, but then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so bad because it's like, you don't have to name teachers and pupils. I just want to, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So I believe that many people in the process of trying to get their children to speak better, they have also gone to some, I call them quack location trainers that
That's
have
right.
basically done a bad job of teaching the children. So
To make them
what
sound
does
like
it
they're singing
take
a
for you
song or
to speak
something.
well? Yeah.
Pardon me?
I said, so what does it take for you to speak well? What are the rudiments of the process that you take people through as an elocution trainer?
Okay, so for me, I teach three different things. I help them first to understand the sounds of English. It's important to understand the sounds of English. If you'd like to become a better speaker, or at least be able to pronounce your words correctly, first of all, you have to understand how the sounds work. English has over 42 sounds. It used to be 44, but because English has evolved over time and over the years, the sounds have become 43 or less. Some sounds have been depleted. It's important that while English grows, you have to grow. So the sounds of English first, stress on intonation, still pronunciation, right? And then making good use of a dictionary. One has to understand first the sounds, because if you can't understand the sounds, you can't on your own understand how a word can be pronounced. You have to have
Mm-hmm.
you have to have accurate knowledge of how a particular sound works in English, and then go into the dictionary to find out how that sound can be applied in a word. After that,
Mm.
you can be able to pronounce just any word, because English has its rules, it's got rhythm. So when you follow that rhythm, your manner of speaking will change. I've highlighted two ways. The first is making good use of a dictionary, not just any dictionary, there's something called a pronouncing dictionary. Making good use of a dictionary. Um, yes, first of all, understanding the sounds of English, and you can only do that if you get trained. You have coaching programs, you have seminars, you have workshops. What works the most is a coaching program where you have someone teaching you, guiding you, holding your hand to
Mm-hmm.
become a better speaker. So, first of all, the sounds, understanding the sounds, then making good use of a dictionary. And then you have good speakers like Madame Merola. Watch them on television shows and on the radio, listen to their voice, listen to the way they speak, the way they pronounce words. You have great speakers on channels television. You also have great broadcasters on TVC, uh,
Mm.
even on BBC. So that leads us to the third point, right? The third point is listen to good speakers. Just how do they pronounce the words? What's the stress? What's the intonation that they make use of while speaking? And in no time, you will become a good speaker of English.
Can I just say thank you, first of all, for mentioning me in the list of great speakers, Samuel? Thank you so much. And I just wanted to debunk a myth that people have, right? So you're from Nigeria, I presume.
Of course,
Okay,
I am.
so what part of Nigeria are you from, Samuel?
I'm from Imo State, Nigeria.
Oh my God.
Eastern
Thank
part.
you for saying that.
I'm an Igbo
Thank
man.
you for saying that. Wow, you're from like where my mom is from. So awesome. Okay. So there we go. So we've got someone from the south of Nigeria. I'm from the southwest of Nigeria, and both of us have invested in elocution. So we have people that keep using their where they're from as an excuse, right? So, for instance, Yorubas, the tribe that I represent, because of the alphabets in Yoruba, there is no C, there's no CH and stuff. So they struggle to pronounce a lot of those kind of words, right? So I have a friend that he's a public speaker and he can't pronounce social media properly. He keeps going social.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, that is so wrong. So I'm going to type some words on the screen, Samuel, for you to help us to pronounce them correctly. So you all need to go follow him on Instagram. It's at Oraltastic. I'm going to put it on the screen. So if you're not following him yet, please go and follow him because you guys will be amazed at the number of words you pronounce really, really wrong. Oraltastic, right? Oh, I typed it
Oral-tastic,
wrong.
that's right.
Yes. Okay. On Instagram. So I'm going to type that first so that people can go follow you. Instagram. And then I'm going to put some words on the screen for you. So we're going to have quick English pronunciation classes right here and right now. So you guys can understand why you need to invest in getting an elocution coach. Because many times people say, oh, I don't want to sound like all this phonetic kind of people. I'm like, okay, you
It's
don't know what
unnecessary.
yeah, yeah. They'll say, is it going to put money in my pocket? And all of you that speak English, how much money are you making? All right, okay. So first word I'm going to put on the screen is this one. So I'm coming. I hope I typed it correctly. That would be so funny if I typed it wrongly. You're just laughing, right? I
Yeah.
have done this with so many people, and 98% got it wrong. I say awfully wrong. It was so funny.
Okay. Interestingly, this word is pronounced awry.
Yay! Imagine an elocution coach getting it wrong.
No,
So please
it's
explain
not a
to
problem if
them.
one gets it wrong. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
so
just
please explain to them why it's pronounced Ari, not Ori. Many people called it, they keep telling me it's Ori, and I'm like, no, it's not.
so it's simply because English is broad. English has an awful lot of rules,
Mm-hmm.
but as long as much as they have rules, sorry, as much as it has rules, it also has objections to those rules.
Yeah.
The common rule is when you see A and W together in a word, you can pronounce the sound O. But because of that rule, okay, because of the fact that every rule has an objection, then it can be pronounced in other ways, like awry.
Yay. Okay, second word. And this one is on his page on Instagram. So if you guys follow him, you'll be able to you get to hear what the proper pronunciation is. But if not, trust me, you are probably in the cadence of 98% of Africans that pronounce this word wrongly. So, Coach Samuel, what is the proper pronunciation of this word? I don't want to give it away.
The word is pronounced epitome. 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 Epitome.
All right. It's not epitome, ladies and gentlemen, which many of you say. The epitome of beauty. The epitome of greatness. No, it is epitome. You heard it now. Don't say that,
E-
Madame Merola, your own is too much.
e-
I did not say it now.
Epitome.
It is Samuel
Epitome.
that said it, coach. Me. So you can see he broke it down for you into syllables. Eh. So it's not pronounced as one, two syllables. The way you people like the epitome, no, that's even three syllables. It's just so funny. He's broken it for
That's
you.
right.
Epitome, right?
You
Simple.
go A, not E. You go A, P, T. So you're not going toe, you're going T.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
see? Now you see why you need to go learn phonetics. You people think it's a waste of money, but then when you see some words and then they put all those little things underneath it in the dictionary and stuff, you're like, what's all these things that they're writing there? If you go
That's
study
right.
phonetics, you understand what it means and it tells you exactly how to pronounce the word. And thank God for technology, you can even cheat a little bit and use your phone and press the volume, the speaker thing, and it will
The speaker
pronounce
icon.
it
That's
for you.
right.
Yes, it was pronounce it for you. So when you're not sure, please don't embarrass yourself. Check out the proper pronunciation. Honestly, I find it really fascinating when people say so, and they're so convinced that no, it's the correct thing. And this also boils down to orientation, right? You would pronounce words as you've heard other people pronounce it. So
That's right.
I know for a fact that when we were in primary school and stuff, the way our teachers pronounced words affected how we pronounced it. And the way children, especially, take the word of their teachers to be lower, even when you try and correct them at home, they're going to say, no, this is how my teacher says it. And then, as far as they're concerned, their teacher is the wisest person. So they're like, no, mom,
That's
no,
right.
dad, you're wrong. So I
That's right.
remember distinctively growing up and in primary school, because I had a lot of Ghanaian teachers, they used to say, go and do your homework.
Yes.
and,
Yes. Yes.
I'll go home
Yes.
and my dad would say, stop saying homework. It is homework. And I was like, no, dad, my teacher says homework. And it's like, your teacher is Ghanaian and his boy's Ghanaian accent. You guys, so you can't speak like that. It's homework. So I understand the challenges of association. The people you hang around with, the people you listen to, the people that teach you can affect the way you speak. So if you're around people that don't pronounce their H's, you're most likely going to suffer from not pronouncing your H's as well, because nobody's going to notice you're making mistakes. If you're from the northern part where you mix up the P's and the F's together, instead of saying people, you go feeful. it's,
Right.
it's something that can be corrected, right? Because once you realize that if you go to an international setting and you start to go fearful, and they're going to say, excuse me, what does that mean? And you're going to be like, do you understand what I'm talking about? No, we don't. So people don't understand the benefits that comes from being able to speak well. Can you share with us some of the major benefits that we're able to gain just by harnessing the power of speaking well?
Well, amongst others, one of the benefits is your listeners can understand you. You sound clear, and no one is asking you, what did you just say? Could you please repeat that? Those are embarrassing questions, trust me. It's important to know that when you sound clear, your listeners will be carried along. Secondly, you one is able to get opportunities to get a promotion at work. When you speak well, when you communicate effectively as a career person, and even as an educator, or even as an entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneurs, career persons, and educators, there's always an upgrade because they have the right words, they have the right pronunciation to those words that they have, they can easily give effective presentations. I'm talking about entrepreneurs, career persons, and as well as educators. You get opportunities to get promoted at work. You can also understand the English spoken by native speakers and, by extension, communicate with them, speak with them, say things to them, and they can understand you. Just imagine you speaking to somebody from England as a business person, as a professional. You're telling them, I want to buy cucumber, when they're supposed to say, I want to buy cucumber. They most certainly will not understand you. I'll take it. Let's now turn the table. If a native speaker of English comes to you to ask you to say something in Yoruba, what's one word in Yoruba? One word. Let's say there are several words in Yoruba that have different meanings. Could you please give me one word? One word in Yoruba that.
Okay, so we have, oh gosh, I hope we don't have dirty-minded people here, but we have this word OKO, which is oko. So it can be whole and it can be something else as well. But then,
Exactly.
depending on
So,
what you
what did you say the
have
first
to
meaning
say.
is?
Sorry?
What did you say the first meaning is?
Oh,
What's the first
hoe,
interpretation?
hoe, the hoe that
Ho.
farmers use. Yes,
Okay. And what's the pronunciation again?
oko.
Oko. Good. Now just
Yes.
imagine a foreigner coming to ask you in the other rhythm, ask using the other pronunciation, the other rhythm. What would come to your mind? He's not using the
Mm.
oko, he's using the other one that we know, right?
I'm sorry, I had to keep
He
laughing
just comes and
because
asks
the
you.
other meaning that
He
most
just
people would
comes and
think
asks you,
first is the
can
male
I can I
genital.
can I have your can I have your you you ask, what did you say? What did you just say? Uh, just because he hasn't communicated well enough for you to understand. So if you don't pronounce the words correctly, you can't easily communicate with them. And that's why you have to begin to go to accent softening classes that will put you through your consonants and vowels to be able to speak better. So those are three opportunities, three benefits of speaking clearly.
I'm going to add one to that, something that I
Okay.
feel that is so important. When you know that you speak well, you feel so confident. You know, my word for the week, I can go anywhere and know that I'm going to be able to speak and communicate with people effectively just because I know that I've invested in articulating my words well. And that allows me to be able to free flow in my thoughts, because it's a different thing when you're constantly worried about the fact that, are they going to understand what I'm saying? Are they going to constantly think that, oh my gosh, I can't understand that accent and stuff like that? It kind of, takes away your confidence, especially as you said, when they keep saying, excuse me, can you repeat that again? Or I didn't really get you. And I have lots of friends that they've lost out on a lot of really good opportunities because of
Opportunities
the
for
fact that they were not pronouncing words properly. The pronunciation was horrible and they couldn't understand what they were saying. And I keep telling people that we're not trying to ask you to sound like people that come from Europe or United States of America. We're just asking you to be able to have a clear intonation for people to be able to understand you properly. And there is a way that you can speak that is globally accepted. So if you want
accepted.
to remain a local champion, then go ahead and keep speaking the way that
That's
people
right.
within your
That's
local
right.
community would understand you. But if you want to be a global brand, if you want to be somebody that is able to interact with people from all parts of the world, then this is something you have to take seriously. This is something you
That's
have to
right.
take. It's not an
Right.
option. It's not an option.
There is no negotiation. It's
Absolutely none.
it's necessary. It's extremely important. Crucial is the word. Crucial is the word.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you that What can people, so for people that are listening now, say that, okay, Samuel and Madame Merola, you've convinced me. I noticed that I need help. What are the steps that people can take to be able to start to become better at speaking well? So take us
Pardon me, I
through
didn't
some of
quite
that.
catch that. What did you say?
Okay, I said people that are listening right now, or people that are going to watch the replay, and they're like, they finally agree that, okay, yes, I need to invest in elocution. I need to become a better speaker. What are the different steps that they can take to become better at speaking?
Like I mentioned earlier, upon identifying that weakness of yours, you have to first try to attend a coaching program, um, an accent softening program. That's highly recommended. An accent softening program. Now, the goal of this accent softening program is to globalize your accent. You're not you're not doing away with your accent. The goal is to make you understandable and to make you speak in a way that you can pass the message across to listeners as effectively as possible. When you do that, it's difficult at first, but you have to do whatever the coach tells you to do. First up, like I said, attend the coaching program, develop yourself personally by doing the tasks you're assigned. It could be making use of a dictionary, going to the dictionary to get more and more words having a particular sound that you have a weakness in. And then if you have friends who speak well, that's usually the last. But the first, the most important of them all is hire a coach, an accent softening coach. And then you have friends who can correct your mistakes, like Madame Merola said. If you have friends who are on the same wavelength as you will remain the same. No one is going to be there to correct you. No one will tell you, hey, Samuel, you just mispronounced that word. Could you please pronounce it again? Okay. But if you have friends who speak well and can correct your mistakes while reading or speaking, then most certainly you will grow. But that's if you identify the fact that you have those errors. That's it.
Fantastic. You shared really, really good points, but I actually believe that the first point should actually be for you to be willing to be teachable. Because I've come
Yes.
across people that are so arrogant, or they take it personal when you tell them that, hey, you know what, you've got great content and stuff, but there's something holding you back. So you remember I shared my story as to how I was great at acting, but
Yeah.
because I had poor elocution skills, I lost the lead role and I was made the understudy. If I was not teachable at that young age, I would not have gotten the opportunity to correct that problem I had with mispronouncing my H's and now become someone that is globally acceptable as a good speaker. So
That's right.
many people are not teachable. When you tell them that they've got a problem with the way they speak that is holding them back, they become defensive. Some of them get angry. Some
That's
of them
right.
feel bad. And I'm like, we're not trying to make you feel bad. We're trying to help you to become better. There are many doors of opportunities you are not going to be able to go through because this thing will be an impediment. It will hold you back. And it's not
Right.
me trying to be mean. I'm just trying to help you. I'm identifying a blind spot or a problem that you have that you didn't realize was a problem. And I'm
Hmm.
telling you that if you want to go further, you need to have this as something in your toolkit that you have mastered. And as we agreed, it's not an option. There is no way you want to be a global brand. There's no way that you want to be a leader and not get to
That's
speak
right.
to other people. And you're not only going to be speaking to people within your locality, you're going to be speaking to people from different parts of the world. And if they
Hmm.
don't understand you and you keep mispronouncing words constantly, they're not going to focus on what you're saying because they're still trying to process what you said that they didn't understand. So they've lost the rest of your message. So just humble yourself enough to understand that, hey, I can't say some words correctly, maybe because of my background or whatever. And there are people that this is their job to help me to do it well, to be able to speak better, and just go hire them. Because once you start telling people that, oh, I have an elocution coach, they feel like they're admitting to something that they ought not to admit to. It's like saying, oh, I have a confidence coach. And like, oh, so you didn't have confidence before? And I'm
Before,
like,
yeah.
are you like, seriously? Like, confidence can be increased. There might be areas of yourself that you still need to work at for you to gain confidence. So you might be confident in your skill set in terms of your career, but maybe you have some self-esteem issues with your body size or something like that. So that confidence coach can work with you on the specificity of the areas you're struggling in. The same thing with the elocution coach. You'll be able to, someone will be able to tell you that, okay, I've been able to deduce what the problem is. Okay, so you can course correct and fix those little nuances that they have that is messing them up. So that's the difference between just going for a general class whereby they're just going to teach you basics. Having a coach to work with you one on one, they will be able to pick out the constant mistakes you make and then help you correct them and set you
True to
on the
life.
course to speak well.
True to life, Madame Merola. Absolutely accurate. Well done.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I told you I'm very passionate about this. I constantly harass people. So some people get mad at me because they're like, why are you always correcting me? I'm like, it's because I love you. Trust me. If I don't love you, I wouldn't even bother. This thing
That's
is
right.
bad. You need to get help. You don't need to hire me. The other people that you can hire, but seriously, you need and I believe it's for anybody that also wants to take even public office or any position that is of leadership. So I keep telling people that, okay, you're about to start a business. They find it funny when I write down some of the things that is important for them to put money into is communication skills. And I'm like, you have to sell. You have to look for partners, strategic alliances. You need to speak to people. So
Yeah.
communication skills for me is like number one skill that you need to invest in. And I'm like, so if you don't invest in your communication skills, how are you going to be able to sell your products or services well enough,
Absolutely. That's
especially if
true.
you're trying to appeal to a much more international market? So there's so many things that people don't realize that it's it's hampering them just because of this one singular thing that they refuse to
Thing.
invest in. And then they wonder, oh, I didn't get that acting job. I didn't get that promotion. No boss is stupid to promote
Yeah.
somebody that they know that has equal level of skill, but then the other person has exceptional communication
Or
skills and can
communication
go and
skills.
speak and represent the company better. They're going to
Right.
promote that person. Even though you probably feel more qualified than other person, that person is going to represent the company better by the way they speak. Everybody
That's
wants to
right.
have a brand or someone represent the company that is able to look good and speak good and present well. And there is no way you can be phenomenal without harnessing the power of speaking well. I'm so sorry. I've said it. You can shoot me, but it's the truth. It's the truth, guys. You cannot be a brilliant CEO and struggle to pronounce words well. You are just going to, your staff will laugh at you. And then I'm a parent of teenagers. If I speak badly, if I mispronounce a word, my children are so quick to say, Mom, you said it wrongly. This and that. So trust me, I don't want to embarrass myself publicly. So I practice every single day. I go through words in dictionary and I'm like, okay, this might want to trip me up one day online. So I'm going to have to, keep saying this word over and over and over again till it becomes second nature. So you need to
Right.
be true to yourself. Be true to yourself and know that, you know what, I got a problem and I need to fix this. So, Samuel, for anyone who's listening right now, that is still saying that, oh, I don't want people to know that I have an elocution problem, what would you like to say to them?
The truth of the matter is, a wise man once said, if you can't communicate and pass across the message clearly, you have given up your potential. So you have to strive nothing comes easily. Nothing good comes easily. So just keep trying, make as much progress as possible, and enjoy speaking English. Excuse me, and enjoy speaking English.
Okay, so for those that don't speak English, they speak another language, they'll be like, oh, so I don't need elocution classes in my own language.
Pardon me?
I said for
I didn't
those
quite
that
catch what you
English is
said.
not their language, because you say enjoy speaking English. So I said, well, then advice can be for other people as well that are speaking German, speaking French, speaking Spanish, and also need elocution classes in that language because that's their first language, because communication is universal. And English is not the only language spoken. The word is Mandarin
What
and
is
other
it?
language.
Just that English is the global language.
We can say that with pride. I said, okay, well, English is our lingua franca. Other people are gonna be like, hey, well, I think Mandarin is also important or French. So
Yeah,
I don't want
learning foreign language
I don't want to
is
cause a
fine,
fight.
of
I
course.
don't want to cause a
It's
fight with
crucial
people
to
that are
learn
gonna be
foreign
like,
languages.
hmm?
No, I didn't
I
quite
didn't hear
catch
you.
what you just said.
I said I don't want to cause a language war now where people are going to say that, oh, so English is the only language that you need to learn how to pronounce words properly. I was like, no, we're saying whatever
Okay, so connection. Okay, we just lost her.
Yeah, we're back
Welcome back.
now.
Welcome
Can you
back.
hear me?
Was
Awesome.
that your connection or mine?
I think it was mine. I think it was mine
Okay,
because I
okay,
went off as well. Yes.
okay.
So I was saying that it doesn't matter what language you speak, that you can learn to speak well and
You can
be
learn to
able to
speak well. That's
communicate,
right.
whether you're speaking
That's right.
English, whether you're speaking French, whether you're speaking Spanish, German, whatever language it
Can learn to
is,
speak well.
it's important to be able to speak well.
That's right. Speaking well
Yeah.
involves
Yes.
passing your message across to your listeners clearly. That's the key word.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, it's already 52 minutes into the show. So we've
Time
just got
flies.
about,
Time flies.
yes, time flies when you're having fun. And this is a conversation that I really enjoyed. So now we're just going to ask Samuel some personal questions so that we can get to know him a little bit more. And
Mhm.
then we'll be able to close the show. So let me start by asking Samuel, what is your status? Are you married, single, or searching, or just
I'm
happy
single.
to be single?
I'm single.
Yes,
I'm
single.
single.
Okay. All right. So all the ladies out there that's just admiring his cute smile and everything. So you heard it. He's single. I don't know if he's ready to mingle, but you can chat
I'm
with
not
him.
ready to mingle. I have a serious relationship.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So what's your favorite color?
Funnily enough, my favorite color is pink.
Did you
But
say pink?
the light type of pink, a very light one. I don't know how to explain it. I know
Wow.
women have different shades of pink.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not know the exact color, the exact type or shade of pink, but I know that it's light and
Like
but
baby
I'm
pink?
mostly seen in black. That's it.
Really? That's amazing. I actually love the fact that you said pink is your favorit color. Talk about
It
being
is my favorite
confident to
color.
say, hey man, I'm doing me. I like pink. Deal with that.
It depends.
Awesome. I
It's
love
not
it. I
those
love
harsh
it.
pink colors.
I love it. Okay. So what's your favorite food?
My
Do
favorite
you have
food
one?
is, of course, I have a favorite food. My favorite food is white soup and pounded yam. That white soup,
Wow.
it's called in Igbo, it's called ofen sala.
Okay.
Yummy. My mom cooks it. You
I've heard that. I've heard of it before. I've never tried it.
should try it. You should try it.
I'm
You should
not
try it.
really big on native food. I'm
Ah.
like I like mostly foods from Mediterranean parts of the world. But I
So
would
what's your
because of
favorite
you.
food?
because of you, I would try. My favorite food is plantain, fried
Plantain.
plantain.
Wow.
Yes, fried
Fried
plantain.
plantain. Mm.
Give me fried plantain every day of the week, and I'm a very happy woman.
Does it not have any side effects on your skin or your face or something like pimples?
Well, I'm almost 44 and I've been eating this for the entirety of my life. So I think I still look extremely good. So
You
it
do.
suits me.
That's right. That's
So I
right.
don't know about anybody else, but it suits me. So it's okay.
Okay. I never got to ask you your favorite color too. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color. Okay, so this is weird, right? So I just say gold because my personality color is
Oh,
gold. So just give me a bit of gold anytime, anywhere, and I'm good.
mm,
I'm good.
that's brilliant.
Gold is my favorite color. Yes.
Okay.
So if you were to write a book and launch it next month, what would the title of the book be and why?
Hmm. I'd give the name of the book or the title of the book Classic Speaking.
Classic
And that's
speaking. Okay.
because, like I always say, I hit it on the line to speak beautifully well. So it affects
I-
both your diction, your public speaking, and of course, when you speak well, when your diction is intact, you have that confidence to speak to public, to a setting of 3 to 3,000 people. So it's classic speaking.
I love it. That's so good. Okay, so if you had an opportunity to work with one person in the world right now, it doesn't have to be someone that is still alive, one person. Who would that person be and why?
To work with in what sense? To help them become better speakers,
No,
or
just to work with them as in have a project together to be able to, even just share words of wisdom or learn from them. Who would that person be?
it'd be most certainly Brian Tracy.
Wow.
Brian Tracy.
Interesting. Okay,
Because
and
of
why did
his
you choose Brian Tracy?
simply because of the way he teaches public speaking.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's
So
phenomenal,
we better get that request along quick because he's getting older and older and older. So you
right?
get to meet him before he passes away. You imagine if it was Bob
Okay.
Proctor that was on your list, he just passed away. We'll be like, sorry, we have to remove Bob Proctor off the list now. He passed away. So Brian Tracy, somebody that knows Brian Tracy, please connect Samuel and Anene with him so that he
Anene.
get to speak with Brian Tracy for at least an hour and just get to pick his brain because he
Hmm.
loves Brian Tracy. Okay, so final question. Okay, if you could go 5 years into the future, all right, and then speak to your future self, what would you like to say to your future self 5 years older?
Well done, Samuel, for how far you've come. Well done again, Samuel. Keep making progress, Samuel.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so I said final question, but now this will be the final question. There are people watching the show right now, and they're like, "Oh, Madame Merola, you don't understand. I've got so many challenges in my life right now. I need money. I need to pay my rent, whatever it is. I have like relationship issues and stuff. The COVID messed me up. What would you say to them, Samuel and Anene, to help them to be inspired to keep on living instead of giving up on their dreams and on themselves?
Well, the sad reality is, as long as we live in this system, things will keep getting difficult, but there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Another saying is, every cloud has a silver lining. So, no matter how difficult it is for you in your personal life and also in your professional life, just keep trying. Just keep hoping for the best. Because when you have hope, you can do anything that's possible. Hope, hope, absolutely strong, solid. That's what keeps us alive. When you when you are extremely hungry and you're hearing that there is food somewhere, because of the hope that you're going to get there, or you're going to eventually eat something, you have to still try as much as possible to keep alive. So keep trying, keep hoping, and in no time, you will gain or achieve whatever you so much desire.
And with that, I believe that's a perfect way to end the show. That hope will give you that sustenance to keep on striving forward for that which you believe is something you need in life. So never give up on yourself. Don't give up on believing and trusting that better days are ahead. Yes, times may be hard right now, but they always say that tough times don't last, but tough people do. You can overcome this because you are phenomenal. You have what it takes for you to be able to overcome. Keep believing that. My name is Madame Merola, and today I've had Samuel Anene, the wonderful and dynamic, suave elocution and public speaking coach, with me talking about the power of speaking well. I believe that somehow somebody has gained some insight as to why you need to invest in the art of speaking well. So I look forward to seeing you guys start to own your mastery in speaking well and start to become more confident about who God has created you to be. So next time, I look forward to inspiring, empowering, and transforming your life one show at a time. Take care, be good to you, and do you 100% unapologetically. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Excuse me.